Well, hi, here we are again. This time we're working with an opera called La Traviata, which translates to The Woman of Travail, or The Lost Woman, The Fallen Woman, and so on. So once again, we run into a female heroine who is, in general, a citizen of a demi-monde. She is thus a demi-mondaine. And let's look a bit at her. But first, let's begin with the literary precedents for the opera. Alexandre Dumas fils, the son of the famous author of The Three Musketeers, Man of the Iron Mask, and many other works, namely Alexandre Dumas père, the dad, wrote a novel called La Dame aux Caméllias, the Lady of the Camellias. And here we have the character, and here we have her major image in the title of this book. And it is the study that was torn from the demi-monde of Paris and was a cause scandale at the time. Alexandre Dumas fils had a notorious affair with one of the great courtesans of Paris at the time. And after their breakup and her death from consumption, wrote this novel, which I recommend highly to you, La Dame aux Caméllias, Lady of the Camellias, which was an enormous success, so much so that it became a play, a cause célèbre, and with the same title, La Dame, the Lady of the Camellias, and was performed ad infinitum all around the world, but especially New York, London, Paris. Now in Paris, when I mean this was a popular play, I can't exaggerate the importance of popular too much. People came to see the play and to watch the portrayal of them on the stage. That is, the people on which the play was based and who appear in the play would be in the audience watching themselves. And thus the audience came to watch the people who were in the play and the people who were portraying the people in the play, historically. So you had all sorts of double entendres going on socially. And to this drama came a young composer and his then mistress, but prosecu, his sworn for life mistress. They came to see this drama. And for Giuseppe Verdi, it was a stupendous event. And it seemed to me he was to some degree watching himself and his lover, Giuseppetta di Streppone, on the stage. Because Streppone at this time was dishonored in Italy. She was spat on in the street for being an unmarried mistress of, one of the most famous men in Italy, Giuseppe Verdi. So he took it personally. He loved it. He got the rights right away and produced his opera a year and a half later. One of three operas that he produced within about a 26-month period. The others were Rigoletto and Il Trovatore. So this was an extremely fecund, remarkably rich sort of time in Verdi's life. This opera, La Traviata, is unquestionably his mid-career masterpiece and a huge step forward for him. Not that Rigoletto's not really wonderful, and not that Il Trovatore isn't a very exciting melodrama, but this opera puts it all together in a way that lets him move to a higher kind of art in Aida and in other works that he's going to work his way towards. So here are the literary precedents. Novel, drama, opera. A good number of 19th century operas, some of them excellent, have this same kind of history. And we studied one of them, La Bohème. Okay. So, now you know that. Let me introduce you to the three major characters of this piece. The first is the demi-mondaine Violetta Vallaré. How old is she? Well, somewhere between 19 and 21. And like the heroine of our first opera, is ill and will die of consumption before the end of the opera. That's barely 6 months into the opera. She is, I won't say too much because I don't want you to not want to see the opera because you have all the answers already. You'll want to be a good detective and find out everything about her. Violetta is a courtesan, a highly paid courtesan, who does not allow herself, while being a great expert at love, does not allow herself to love truly to anyone. And she makes, as she says, the mistake, the misfortune, Ventura, to love. And who does she fall in love with? A young man who loves her idealistically, Alfredo, for over a year before he ever meets her in person. And we will see in the first act how he persuades her to finally open her heart to someone. And before the opera is over, she and we can admit that that was a mistake. Or was it? So, in the middle of Act 1, they fall in love. By the middle of the second scene, that love will be challenged by a character, Germont. Now, Alfredo's whole name is Alfredo Germont. This is Alfredo's papa. And he doesn't like this affair. And he comes to break it up, and he, really representing bourgeois society, the upper middle class, and all things good and decent, wants to get rid of this woman of a foul reputation, in his opinion, and get his son back. His motivation is to save the marriage of Alfredo's sister. The marriage has been challenged. The marriage proposal has been withdrawn by a respectable family because of the, as it were, the impropriety of Alfredo's relationship with this fallen woman, this Traviata. So, the great drama of the piece is about a conflict between the demi-monde, which is, as you know, the wild place where the wealthy can get anything they want, gambling, drugs, women, wine. And the motto, I think, is if wine, women, and song are getting you down, give up singing. And the bourgeoisie, the middle class. So this is the great conflict. And this is what defines characters. This is an opera in which it's difficult to find a really lovable person, and yet all of them are believable and worthy of our affection. And that is the greatness of this drama, and that is the greatness of Verdi. Thank you.